Morning, everyone. It's Katherine Skaggs, and I'm assuming that this video is streaming. There's always a lag time on the back end here. I came in to give you all a Mythical Goddess Tarot reading for this time of the full moon. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like funky watching my feed here and trying to connect to you at the same time. I hope everybody can see this because you never know on this Facebook stuff. Anyway, we're going to do a live reading with Mythical Goddess Tarot to help us with this full moon energy in Virgo. And yes, Sophie's in the room, so you'll probably hear her making noises. Try to get her to be quiet, but she wants to be part of the reading this morning. Anyway, I'm Katherine Skaggs. This is the Mythical Goddess Tarot. This full moon in Virgo has been quite the energy, quite expansive right now. Also, a time with the full moon to let go of the things that get in our way so that we can move forward. And so we can manifest with this energy. And this Virgo energy means we need to take care of the details in our life to this big picture. How have you been feeling? I've been feeling this huge, expansive energy that's almost like way too much practically. I'm having to like anchor everything into the earth, ground myself, and make sure that we are, that I am not taking on too much. And it's like very exciting, very visionary time. So, who are we as we enter this full moon cycle, the next 28 days? What do we need to know about the big picture? What are our lessons or our challenges? What action shall we take? And then what can we expect to be coming to fruition in the next 28 days if we follow our path? And maybe if we don't follow our path, what the heck? So, anyway, I can't see who's on here, so I hope you'll make comments. Not sure what my settings are, but I usually like to see what you have to say when you're here. All right, I'm going to do a 15 card spread with Mythical Goddess Tarot, as we usually do. And we're going to see who are we as we enter into this new moon, this full moon energy. We've come through quite a bit of big energy here. Letting go of the past, coming into present time. And as I look at the first three cards, it tells me that we have been creating a lot. That as we come into this full moon energy, we are creators, we are manifestors, and we've got a lot of help from the angels, all the guides, all the support team. Hi, Patricia. Great. I'm glad somebody's saying hi, and good to see you. So with this Ace of Earth, it tells me that we've got a lot of help bringing in all that we need and desire, that we are very capable about grounding all of our hopes and dreams as we walk into this energy. So pay attention to all the synchronicities in helping you to manifest and create all that you want. That there's a lot of good energy coming to Earth, and it is helping us to bring that Virgo full moon energy all the way down into very practical energy to create. Hello, Aaron. It's good to see you all. Thank you for saying hi. The aces in the deck are always help from the invisible world, help from our angels or guides and our support team. So pay attention to that as you walk forward and you know what you want and that you're getting help to create it as we enter into this full moon. We've also got another card that's shown up a lot in the last couple of months. It's the Cycles card. It is an Earth card. It tells me that everything, hey Lorena, I love you. Everything that we're doing now, we're completing a lot of cycles, and we're seeing that on the planet. We're seeing it in our lives personally. And as we move forward, make sure, good morning, Sheila, make sure that what you're focusing on from your inner self, from your true heart's desires, is that you're cleaning out the old as you step into this new piece. To know that you're being supported in bringing in new life on this planet as you're letting go of the past, and that everything is in natural order. Everything is in perfect order. We don't always believe that when we're changing things up. So know that everything is cycling through and that we're exactly where we need to be. The other thing that's really nice to see as we enter into this full moon energy that we're creating, that we're moving through. Good morning, everybody. I love you. uh, is that we have the love card. We've got a water card here, a seas card, and it is about dancing in the energy of our heart spaces in love as we create. So make sure that you are honoring that in yourself, is that you're playful, that that loving energy is carried through this next month, because it tells me we're entering the door of that full moon energy with this in us, activated, alive, well. So honor that as you're creating. These are great grounded cards, loving cards as we enter into this new cycle. I'll take it all day long, folks. How about that? All right. So the next three cards have to do with what is the big picture of this full moon energy? I like to say physically, as well as emotionally and spiritually. What do we need to know? So, as much as this is earth energy, in the big picture, we need to make sure that we are honoring our intuition, that we're honoring that place where we're opening up spiritually and emotionally, intuitively. Even though this is a grounded, focused energy with this Virgo energy, this water energy is really important, that we honor our intuition, that we are the knowers as we're moving into this next cycle. So look at the synchronicities in your life over the next month. When you say, I want to do this, or I hope that this comes in, pay attention to what comes to you. Because as you're curious and focused, the universe will align with you to bring you what you truly need, both in signs, symbols, people, experiences. Now, if you're focused on fear, pay attention. You need to move your focus if for any reason you're afraid or you're looking for all the bad stuff. You'll get all the intuition around that, but you're also going to be stirring up the hornet's nest. For some reason, that seems important to say as we enter in this. Focus your intuition towards how much light can you connect to, how many good things can come your way. It's going to balance out the challenges. So trust your intuition to lead you into harmony and joy. We all need a little bit more of that, and sometimes we need some support. We all need support. So we have another ace, the ace of fire, that's in this section. So it tells me, just from these two sections, we have a lot of support with our angels, our spirit guides, the divine beings who are here to help us. They're like, this is breakthrough time. So not only trust your intuition, but this Ace of Fire is about illumination. And this card, when I painted it, that painting's name is Dakini Kundalini Mama. And I was using my paint to heal uh, some troubles I was having at the time. I was about breakthrough, letting go of anger, letting go of rage. And she flew onto the canvas. She is all about an enlightened mind. So imagine as you focus in that heart space, in that intuitive space for how good can we heal? How good can it get? Look for yourself to be illuminated, and that this is about breakthroughs with the light. It's interesting, I talked about focusing on the light. She is here to say, in the light, in this fire energy, you have tons of support. So be with that and know that you're going to get what you need. And it's going to bring light into all the areas of your life that you need to have wisdom, to have harmony, to know what needs to happen. And with that, we've got the integrity card, another fire card. As you notice, she's got this lunar and solar energy. She's focused inside with her eyes closed. And yes, she's got all these rainbow energies here. Her original name is Angel Rainbow Dreamer. So she's the integrity is between heaven and earth, is between your soul self and your physical life. So make sure your choices this month and what you focus on are all about being aligned with what is truly valuable to you, what is truly in your heart space, and that your physical reality matches up. This is a time of transformation. This is a time of letting go of all the areas of our lives where we're in struggle. We need the fire for passion, but also to burn away the things that make us not well, the things that keep us unhappy or stuck. Do fire ceremony at this full moon. Use the light of a candle to refocus you into what is true integrity from your heart, your body, and your mind. That you're really making breakthroughs this month to be more yourself and to know that your world around you absolutely supports that. So the next three cards have to do with what are the lessons that come with this full moon and this next 28-day cycle. What do we need to know? And right at the very center is a very, the mental suit, the wind in our suit, is always, the most challenging suit. It's got more negative cards than anybody else. Hey, Pam, good to see you. Um, so, one of the things we need to do this month is look at any way that we get into mental criticism, that we get into negativity, that it is, if it's around us, we need to face it, we need to get honest with ourselves, and we need to clean it out. We talk about that integrity card in the big picture. If we have criticism inwardly, mentally, or around us, we're not in integrity. We need to stay in love and intuition. There are times to be fierce like Kali to clean things out, but it's not about criticism, it's about discernment. And so if there's harsh edges in your thoughts and the way that you feel, sense, know things, it's time to bring in loving, compassionate energy so that you can clean this out of yourself. And as you clean it out of your own mental being, you're going to recognize that you can clean it out around you. Good morning, Jane. And so it's very important that we pay attention. Pay attention where you focus. The news, the world around us, it's very dualistic. It's very critical. And so now's the time for us to pay attention, to take responsibility, to change how we work, and to clean any of that out so that it doesn't go on our trip. So next to that's an interesting card. Part of the lesson is to be compassionate towards ourselves. When criticism comes up within us or around us, it's really important to come back to our heart spaces and find the gold within our hearts, to find the pearls. This is three dragons, Kuan Yin's dragons. Kuan Yin is the great mother of compassion and mercy. And her water dragons are swimming around a pearl. That pearl symbolizes all the hard work to get to wisdom, and that it's within us emotionally as well as many other ways. So when things come up, if we are critical or have that around us, it's time to be compassionate and to know that within us is the wisdom that we need to come home to our heart spaces. And it's going to take some practice possibly this month, most likely. First of all, compassion for ourselves. All right. Let's look at the third card here in our lessons. We've got Mary Magdalene, and she's all about initiation. So as we are finding compassion, we're finding greater integrity for ourselves, this cycle with this moon is pulling us into new energy to expand spiritually, to expand and bring more of our Christ light forward, to bring more of our wisdom and our embodiment of higher frequencies. So pay attention, do your spiritual practices this month. And I haven't gotten to action, but there's always action in here. Know that you're being anointed and drawn into another possible you. One that is filled with more light, one that is filled with more heart, one that is releasing mental strife and conflict, because judgment and criticism can create a lot of conflict. So know that Mary Magdalene's holding you here. I've got these weird things going on my Facebook page. I don't know if you can see them, but I just had this go on. All right. Excuse me. All right. So what do we do with this energy? How do we move forward this month and take all this information and make it real in our lives for good, positive experiences and outcomes? How do we be present with this? So we've got one more mental card in the action, and which is kind of interesting. We've got that criticism card up there. It's the warning card. So the way to offset that is to come back into the childlike consciousness. Children are awesome until we criticize them, until we're harsh. Children are free. And you notice in this card, this child is free. She symbolizes new beginnings with our mental capacity, with how we can see things. She's riding a dragonfly, which is all about magic. So she's telling me that in your mind, to connect to your innocent way of thinking, to the pure mind, to the part of you that can fly free of the tethers of human duality, that you move to a more pure place where you are magical, where you're in wonderment, and you're curious about how to work with this invisible energy of spirit or the quantum field to create, to come into greater harmony, to come into knowing, to be illuminated, to imagine that it's a wild and wonderful, magical trip mentally, and that as you go to that higher place within yourself that is more pure, more curious, more in wonderment, that your life is going to be more magical and aligned in your integrity of your true soul self with your physical reality. So see how that hits you, how you can work with yourself. Now, I've learned a lot along the way is that the quantum field, which is another name for spirit world, it really loves us when we are curious, and it's going to give us whatever we're curious about. So focus your curiosity into wonderment and your childlike nature to dream up a better reality than what you've been experiencing. And know that the universe is going to answer you. All right, this Virgo energy is calling in a lot of earth energy. And with that, we have community. Again, this is really important. You know, I've gotten back to doing full moon and new moon circles very regularly, and I'm having people respond like crazy. I'm selling out events, 25 people at a time. That's all my space will take. It's probably a good size. And we need each other physically. We can't just gather on Facebook groups or virtual realities, even though it's very great to be with all of you here right now. And so this community energy is to gather in our heart spaces, to gather with like minded, like hearted people, to find our tribe. It's very important right now that we do that. It's going to help us live in integrity. It's going to help us let go of the things that are out of harmony when we're around other compassionate people on their spiritual path. So pay attention and know that this is in your energy field. Know that you're being called. Notice where you want to be and with whom you want to be, and follow up on that. That's going to bring you greater love. It's going to bring you greater joy. And you're just going to feel at home in yourself when you can gather in groups of people who are celebrating in a similar way that you are, or learning and growing with deep love and respect. And with that, we've got the Mother of Earth card. And you know, we've got the Ace of Manifestation in here, the Cycles card, the Community card, and we got Mama Earth. So no matter what's going on in your world with the physical outer reality, get out in nature. She's saying it's time to give birth and bring all that you've been planting seeds for now. Even though we're a little premature in terms of the cycle of spring in North America, we are coming upon it. And this is springtime. This is time to give birth energetically in this moon cycle. What is it that you're bringing to earth? Make a space for it. Give your attention to it. Nourish all the seeds that you've planted, and know that things are coming up above the ground metaphorically for what you've desired. So look for the synchronicities like Yemaya was saying earlier with the oracle card in the big picture. Know that things are coming to you and make room for them in your life, and know that it's time to nourish and nurture that. All right. We got two goddesses in the outcome, and we got another negative card in the outcome, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad, but it does mean some things are up. I'm going to address that card first so we can look at the goddesses and what they want to say in this big reading. All right. So let's know that we're here to come into integrity and illumination this month. As we do, there's things that are going to fall away. And so right in the center, there's a conflict card. My immediate hit is that this is very much what's going on in our society right now. As we bring in more light, as we bring in more focus to let go of the old patriarchal ways, the old forms that do not work, yes, we bring in greater illumination. And there are areas of conflict that need to be resolved within us and around us, and within our communities, within our world at large. We've got a lot of people not happy with each other. And so know that as this light comes in, you may, if you're watching the news, if you're watching the events of the mass cultural experience, you may see in the larger picture greater conflict arise that is wanting to be illuminated so it can heal. This card also in the outcome says that we are addressing the conflict so we can come back to harmony. We are addressing the conflict within ourselves. That criticism card's part of this. Any place that you've felt critical toward other parts of the world or yourself, that's conflict within you that needs to be resolved, is asking to come up so that you can let it go. And so this conflict card says pay attention over the next month. Pay attention where there's fiery, conflicted places, whether it be within yourself. It's a recognition that you're doing a lot of healing work. Those of you are consciously working this energy. And that if there's conflict in the outer world that you're concerned about, you've been drawn into, send love into it, send light into those areas, that you're an active participant in healing the conflict that is on this planet and anywhere within your own DNA. Big healing opportunity is what that tells me. All right, we've got Lilith next to that card. Yeah, she stirs things up too. She's telling me that as we journey through this month with all these energies, is that as we come through this cycle, we're returning to greater power to be authentic, to say what we want, and to get our wings to be free. You know, she was the last goddess I painted on this tarot deck. And she was a little intimidating to me. Lilith is Adam's first wife. Yeah, there was another one, not just Eve, but Lilith. And she was born equally of the same substance as was Adam. And when Adam didn't want to play fair anymore, when he wanted to dominate, she called God and said, "Hey, God, I'm out of here. He's not playing fair." And so God gave her talons and wings and she flew away. Well, I tell you what, she's about freedom. She's about taking your power back, letting go of the energy leaks, coming back to being connected in an integrity with your soul self, with what is love, with what is illumination and wisdom, and being free to fly into your reality in all the places that fulfill you, and to know that no one can dominate you. And this is part of the change of coming into the experience of the Aquarian age, releasing this 3D limited patriarchal reality and expanding to know who we truly are, is to return to our power and our equality, physically, sexually, spiritually, in all the ways that we are, without judgment and without anyone dominating us. So think about how that fits in your life. And it's also coming into our culture, into the bigger picture. So it's going to be affecting everything. That probably is stirring up some conflict in the world. To know that the dominating powers cannot have control over us anymore, that we're finding our way. So see how that fits with you personally, but also look at the collective and how you're dancing in it more authentically, to just be you and to trust that that is awesome. And that's what your journey is, to be here, is to be fully awake as yourself authentically, without fear that someone can have power over you. We're going to burn that away. So we've got White Buffalo Calf Woman here with these cards in the outcome. She tells me that this cycle, as we come back to our power and we're burning away the things that do not belong, that cannot go along with the trip, is that we're returning to the sacred ceremony of life. Her card says sacred fire. She's got a peace pipe. She's got white buffalo, a calf with her. She is about the cycle of life. She's this holy woman, this sacred divine mother, who has come back to tell us it's time to send our prayers to spirit and to share in the peace. that her prayers in the peace pipe are saying we're coming more into peace within ourselves as we resolve these conflicts within us in any way that we've given our power away. And that the white buffalo calf is a sign. It's a sign of healing. It's a sign of the rainbow tribe coming back together, of all of humanity evolving to a greater place. It may not look like it everywhere in this world, but we are the ones to embody this. We are the ones to come into peace and love in ourselves. Hey, Laurel, good to see you. And it's time for us to bring peace to ourselves, to give us the peace pipe, but also to offer it those to those others that have been in conflict with us. We find our way. We come back to purity. She's all about purification. So know at this time, this cycle, that you're purifying the old so you can be present in love, that you can be present in the purity and the truth and the integrity of who you are, and that you can be the messenger in this physical reality to bring that light to others because you bring it to yourself. So I hope this reading helps you. It's very esoteric and yet it's very practical in a lot of ways. Have a fire ceremony tonight if you can, or this weekend during the full moon. The full moon's direct tomorrow, Saturday, and it's a big energy. It's a super moon, so it's very close to the earth, and we're all feeling it. So go into ceremony where you can. Smudge yourself. Bring in fire. Get close to the fire to purify your energy field. Focus your mind on the beauty and the love in this world. See how that can bring healing to you and the world around you. Be the vessel of light wherever you can. And if you need help, ask. There's plenty of us here to love you and to know that you're not alone and that we're in this together more than what it seems at times. And I love all of you. It's so good to see you here this morning. And here's to all of you who will join it later. Here's to a very good time. Yes, Patricia, thanks for saying that. I have a afternoon remote full moon healing ceremony from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock Mountain Time tomorrow. Go to my website, katherineskaggs.com, if you want to join. There's plenty of room. We're going to gather together to get loved, to get good energy, and to work with Kali to help clean away the things that don't serve us and to get us back to our heart spaces so that we are feeling like we can be loving, we can be in our hearts and know that we're supported and part of something bigger than anything we imagine. I love you all. I'll see you soon.